This global pandemic we are experiencing at the moment has been the cause of thousands of job losses and industries coming to a complete halt, leaving many of us financially unstable. Now, with a lot of uncertainty, the best thing we can do is try to plan for the future as best we can. We speak to financial expert Iona Minton on how we should be financially planning for the year ahead. Welcome back to the show, Iona.
Hi, thank you.
Now, let's get right into it. We spoke about it the last time, but what types of financial difficulties are people experiencing at the moment?
Well, the thing is with the pandemic, your bills don't go away. So if you're in lockdown and your salary or your income has been affected, then you're going to be treading water to try and pay those bills. So that is probably the most important thing that people are focusing on right now. So I suppose you'd have to say that you have to really be frugal in these times and just cut down things to the absolute bare minimum and to keep the bills that are absolutely essential in place. You don't want to be cutting on the wrong things.
How would you then say does this affect planning for the future, and how should people go about financially planning for the future as things hopefully does get better?
Yeah, well, I'm sure there's a lot of people that have heard experts talk about saving in the future, and they've just dismissed it because it's much more fun to spend money, but this will definitely focus them in on saving. To be honest, it's a little bit glib to be talking about saving right this moment. We're in survival mode here. So to be honest, not spending is a savings plan at this stage. When we finally come out of it, then we need to really reevaluate our finances and then look at how to successfully plan for the future. What things do you need in place? How disciplined do you have to be? Because at the end of the day, it's not what you invest in, it's how long you invest for. And I think it's going to refocus people's brains saying, okay, now is the time I need to start planning for my future. I've had a scare. I'm getting on top of my bills. Now let's look at this not happening again. Let me bulletproof my finances, basically.
And then what would you then say are those essential policies like life and retirement, for examples? Should we be keeping them, and what should we then forfeit?
Yeah, it's really hard to say choose which investment or insurance policy to give up because they're all a vital part of your financial life. However, I would not cancel any important insurance policies like life or medical or even car insurance. I would not do that. What I would look at is if you've got an investment plan, got a regular savings plan, maybe put that on hold for a while because it's not going to impact you. Yes, you'll save less, but cancelling an insurance policy like a life policy or a car, if you have an accident or you die, there's huge consequences for that. Not saving as much is not so serious.
And something you've also mentioned before is maybe speak to your bank, speak to your creditors, and maybe they are able to assist with this. But now, looking things at a schooling perspective, how can we make sure our kids' school fees can still get paid, and are student loans something we can look at as well?
Yeah, look, the schools are also going to have to be a little bit lenient in terms of the school fees being paid. However, looking at it from their perspective, they also need money to let the school run. So there's going to be some kind of compromise is going to have to take place, but rather pay some than no school fees, but negotiate with the school. The second thing is student loans. They might be the only option now going into university. I'm not a big fan of them because there's very high interest on them. Maybe look at alternative sources of funding, but if it's the absolute only thing you can do, look at the student loan, but aim to pay it off as quickly as possible because you will get into a terrible interest trap because you just keep paying interest upon interest, and it's not good. When you're coming out of that degree and you're starting work, you can have a huge bill to pay, so try and avoid them if possible.
Are there then some creative ways in which people can start making money from home during this time? Because I know my nephew has started making his own mask to sell to the family, so maybe you have some tips for those people that want to get creative during this time.
Yeah, look, there's a scramble right now for people that are in business to actually take their businesses online. Yeah, we have to be creative, and there has been a lot of creativity around this. At the end of the day, you've got to look at what your skill set is and what part of your skill can be transferred to a place where you don't need to be face-to-face with someone. You might have to change careers even, but you have to look at it. You can't just be complacent and think that things are going to be the way they were. Everything's going to change. So I think it's a very good time for digital companies, people that can take their things online, but also a time for creativity, because a lot of the psychologists are saying that because people are staying at home and they're not in the treadmill going to work and coming home, that they are getting more creative. Their brains are being freed up. So use this time and say, reevaluate your career and say, can I change and can I do something that will not be affected by this kind of thing in the future?
Reevaluate and plan. I think that's what you're saying in a nutshell. But Iona Minton, financial expert advisor, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
During these uncertain times, it's important that we do the best we can to remain positive and calm. CALMETTES is a natural calmative that can assist in anxiety and tension through these difficult times.
CALMETTES, a calmative of natural plant origin for nervous tension and anxiety, for both adults and children over 12 years of age.